Greetings. How is everyone doing today? I'm outside. Who knew? I still go outside, even at my age. Look at this. It's a gazebo. It is the gazebo. If you've seen my gazebo song, if you haven't, you should probably go look that up. It's one of my crowning achievements, gazebo-ly speaking. It's a song. It's weird, and I love it. So I'm just seeing how the auto ISO responds with this camera. It's doing a pretty good job here outside in the daylight. What was that? I heard a police siren. Kind of scared me. Huh. Anyway, how we doing today, guys? It's Wednesday. Watch out for explosions. Not that that's a thing or anything, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that it might be. Possibly someday. I have started budgeting. Because here's the thing. We are looking to buy a house. We have decided where we're going to live. We have been mulling it over for a while now. I'm going to tell you where we're going to live, but I'm not going to probably make it public, at least until we're living there. Because we've been deciding, like, should we move back to Austin? Should we? So we moved. We moved to this tiny town in the Midwest, outside of Chicago, because we have friends who owned a house there, and they offered us a place to live for very cheap. And we just had a baby, and we decided we wanted to be closer to family, and so it was relatively close to my family, a little further from China's family here in Kentucky, but still much closer than Austin. So we decided to do that for a little while. It was always going to be temporary, just like a short, because we're kind of bored in the town we're in. But we knew that we wouldn't be that excited about where we're living. Hi. And we knew that we were going to move away, probably in a year. And we definitely set a limit on where... I'm distracted because someone walked past. Yeah, so where we... oh, you're fine. We knew that we were going to move away, but we didn't know exactly when. Probably August is the time we're definitely moving. We definitely will be moving by August. And we decided on Madison, Wisconsin. We were thinking Chicago, we were thinking Austin, we were thinking possibly other places, but those were the highest on the list. Chicago and Madison mostly because they were closer to family, having the baby. We decided Madison, and we decided to buy a house. We were thinking of renting initially. We started thinking about it, and we're like, it's about time. It's about time we did something permanent. And if we're going to buy a house, it's much more affordable in Madison than it is in Austin. And in Chicago, it's somewhat affordable depending on where you go. But in Madison, we can live like in a really good area, like an area that we want to live, and like a fun area that has a lot going on, and be able to afford it. So, and in Austin, we'd have to live in the outskirts, and what would be the point of being there then, other than avoiding winter, I suppose. So we will have to have winter, but we may, visit Austin as much as possible during the cold months. But now that we have finally decided we're living somewhere, I've decided to budget as if we were living there with a certain amount of money, like for a mortgage and everything. And I'm using the app. I just started using the app, You Need a Budget. And it's pretty awesome. It's pretty eye-opening. Like I finally looking closely, because we've always been pretty good about spending and spending less than our means, and we're minimalists. We don't buy a whole lot. Although since we had the baby, it's kind of been like, well, it's for the baby, So it was like we wouldn't pay attention to how much things cost or how much we were spending because it's for the baby. You got to do it. And I think we let things get out of hand a little bit, and we still maintained our single or our non-baby lifestyle as much as possible while we were doing that. And now that I've looked at the budget, like, holy crap, there's a lot of stuff we can cut out. Like, we don't need to be going to restaurants so much. We don't need to be spending as much at the grocery store. We spend a lot at the grocery store somehow. And various other things. So I've made the budget, and it's fun actually. It's kind of interesting to see, and also shocking how much we spend on things. But I'm feeling real good about it. Feeling real good about where we're. I think we can do this. I think we can we can buy a house. We would have enough money to fix up the house, probably increase the property value. This is all really adult, guys. This is a really adult conversation. And go from there. Just be a little more responsible, you know? I think we've never like gone into debt. And we've never spent more than was coming in. We've always been pretty responsible. We can be more. We can do better. And I recommend it if you guys. The thing is about with youneedabudget.com, you have to pay money to use the budgeting app, which I've always avoided. I've heard of You Need a Budget. Darkness. I've heard of the app, but I always thought, well, you got to pay. Well, that doesn't seem like a good thing to do for your budget. But then I have a friend who uses it and said it really helped them, and I looked into it, and yeah, I think it will help, even if it's like, I think it's like $6 or $7 a month. But we will end up saving. We will end up spending much less than that. That'll cause us to save money, and I think if you are someone who has trouble with money, maybe consider using this app. I think it's just as a way to like just keep track of, like, if you spend too much on, I don't know, groceries, clothes, entertainment, you can keep track of it. You can set the budget for the month, and then if you go over that for like your gaming or your clothes or food or whatever, you can be like, ooh, spent a little too much. Maybe I should take away spend a little less on this other thing, and just keep track of it. And you can also track slowly saving for like vacations and whatnot. I think it's a good useful thing. I would when you look at your budget though, it seems like first things that might go if you're really trying to save is like Patreon. And ooh, no, I don't care. I totally understand if that's what you got to do. I really appreciate your support regardless. And yeah, sorry, this is a very rambly adult talk video. Just it's kind of mood I'm in. Just moseying around Kentucky next to a gazebo, avoiding other people. Yeah, I guess that's it. You know what? Let's have just a walk. Let's just have a little silent walk. It's comforting, right? I'm just looking around, at people, seeing if anyone's looking at me. How are you? How's your day going? It's cold here in Kentucky. It's not supposed to be. That's dumb. It's getting warmer where we're going, back home. I haven't been running a lot because it's been so cold, and I've been feeling sick, but I'm feeling better today. Feeling a little better. Kind of like this. Just sort of walk Some have silences when you don't have any agenda of what to say. Just whatever comes to mind. It's pretty nice. This feels like Bob Ross, but walking instead of making art. I think that's nice. I think a lot of people, when you make a YouTube video, there's always like an agenda, things you want to say and get across, and then you just fill the video with talking, and it's really what's the word? It's more intense type of talking than you would have in a normal conversation in life, and there's definitely a place for it, but less people do this because this isn't attention getting. This is just comforting. That's why things like Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross can only work on PBS, where they select program for quality because they're not making money with advertising. Whereas everywhere else you have to be intense and crazy and interesting and new and novel all the time. What I'm doing right now and talking about this kind of content versus talking constantly and being intense content, this runs counter. What I'm doing right now runs counter to what my next video is about, which is, well, sort of. It doesn't necessarily run counter, but it's like, my next video is about you should have a purpose. You should definitely have a purpose when you make a video. And if you go into a video with a purpose like that, you're probably going to be intense and talking, and it's not going to be comforting. It's not going to be a comforting, meandering, slow walk like this, unless the purpose is a comforting, meandering, slow, quiet walk with a free-flowing conversation. If that's the purpose, then go for it. Maybe more people should do that. I think it might catch on because it doesn't happen as often. That's interesting. That's interesting. But you gotta be able to do it. I mean, you gotta be able to hold a conversation with no one, a slow conversation, and be comfortable with not having anything interesting to say. But that's pretty interesting. Huh. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should see if I could I could do that for Patreon, but I could also maybe more often on WheezyNews or something. Every once in a while, just do a comfortable nonsense walk and talk. I do kind of do that, but I'm always talking. Like I feel like I have to talk the whole time, like I'm doing right now. Let's chill out a little bit. Everybody, just calm down. Everybody, chill out. I feel like when we live in Madison, I could do this. Madison's a very walkable city, but the problem is there'll be a lot of people around. Maybe not. Maybe I could find some places where there aren't a whole lot of people. I like it. I like it. All right. That'll do for today. Ooh. Yeah, if you're looking for content to make, this might be it. This might be a thing that Ada sees me in the window. Hi. Hi. Let's go say hi to Ada. Hi. Hi. Yeah? Yeah? Hi. I don't know if you could see her. Well, that's about it. Thank you. Thanks for your support. Don't be a dingus.